Hey everyone, welcome to a new episode of Imagination Megapark. Now in the last episode, I added several new rides in the subsea sands area, including this turtle mini golf and also a turtle drag race and several other smaller rides as well. Now I got lots of nice comments on these rides, so thank you for those. It really warms my heart to see that you guys enjoy the stuff that I built. Now in today's episode I want to once again add an attraction to the Sprocket City Area. Now all the way back in 2020 we did a Ferris wheel contest, and a user by the name of Skiffa made an incredible looking tilted Ferris wheel. And in this episode I want to create something similar to that. Now I will give it my own touch, of course, but yeah, the concept will be pretty similar. Now, before I do any building, let's first go name several more of my mechanics after people who commented on the last Imagination Megapark video. Right here you can see 5 new mechanics which have been named after commenters. Thank you so much for leaving a reply on the previous video. And if you're watching this video you also want to have a spot in the park as a mechanic or as a handyman, just leave a fun or interesting comment on this video. And you may be chosen to become a staff member in my next video. Alright, I will now first start with selecting a nice spot for the Ferris wheel. And then I will start by making it functional, so we're doing the shoestring for the ride. Alright, the Ferris wheel is now functional, so I could actually load guests onto it and yeah, they would go on the ride. Now we're not that far yet, I'm not going to load the guests on the ride yet, but yeah, I think the next first step is to actually make it look pretty. Right now it still doesn't look very nice yet. This track I will have to make it invisible, and I plan to add some stuff in here in between. Now Skiffa actually put some of these 3D cinemas in between the ends of the Ferris wheel, like so. But I actually plan to use a different ride. I think it will actually look cool to put some of these Ferris wheels here in the end. Ferris wheelception, you could call it. Now back when Skiffa built it, it was not possible to hide the platform of the Ferris wheel yet. But we have that option now in OpenRC2, so I'm definitely going to use that. And after that I'll just have to make a nice structure that looks like it could hold these Ferris wheels in place. So yeah, I'm going to make 2 towers next to the ride, and yeah, just try and make a nice structure for the Ferris wheel. Let's go. Alright, the structure of the Ferris wheel is taking shape. I'm super proud of this. Yeah, I was thinking of making it way more complicated, but I just added these structural elements here, and I think with these it already just looks incredibly nice. So I'm just going to keep the structure like this. As you can see, I just put these Ferris wheels over here. I think the speed matches quite well, or well enough at least. I could make the vehicles a little bit faster, but I think this is good enough. Now I also made these tubular beams that connect to both ends, and I used some of these new sloped metal walls to actually yeah, make it look like this part is connected to these Ferris wheels. Now these towers, they will still get more decoration around them. I kind of want to make it look like, well, for example, this whole assembly could go horizontal, and then these towers could both lower into the ground, and that would be the way for this whole thing to yeah, to go to the bottom here, so guests could get on and off, something like that. So I'll make some decoration here around these towers, but I'll keep the middle part open to make it look like that part could slide down. Now, maybe I'm overthinking it, but I think that will just look pretty cool. Now, what I will focus on now is actually getting some guests on the ride. I'll make a nice queue line, and I'll make a landing zone for this whole assembly. Alright, the platform for the ride has now been built. I just kept it pretty simple, just some of these metal blocks over here, and some fences, and some of these new support walls. I really like using them. Now, I may have gone overboard a little bit with the length of the queue. I believe it now holds more than 300 guests. Oops. Anyway, I do think the queue path actually looks pretty nice. Now, I first wanted to make sort of like a castle building around it, but I didn't really like how it was turning out so far. So instead I'm just going to change this all into yeah, sort of like buildings that are all right next to each other, packed tightly around this Ferris wheel. And yeah, at a few points I think the queue path will also go through some of these buildings. Yeah, I think with some more irregularity, I think it will look pretty cool. Alright, yeah, so time to continue decorating this ride. Alright, the structure around the magic wheel is now completed. Now, as you can see, I tried to make it look like it consists of many smaller buildings, and while the guests are queuing, they also travel through several buildings. I think that's that looks pretty funny, and definitely makes the queue look more interesting. Now, the queue keeps completely filling up. Maybe I've made it a little bit too long. I've shortened the ride time duration a little bit, and I also raised the maximum waiting time a bit, just to make sure that the ride completely fills up every time. So that should make the situations for the guests who are waiting here a little bit better. But yeah, it is a high capacity ride. It can fit 168 people. So maybe such a long queue isn't a bad idea after all. Now I'm just going to do one more thing, and that's just a little bit of decoration around this structure. Not too much. I'll probably just quickly do this off camera. Alright, I did a little bit more decorating. You can see some more bushes right next to this structure. Also put some more of these medieval buildings here and there. And I decided to also make the structure look a little bit more whimsical. So I also added some of these buildings on top of some of these towers. I also did the same over here. Now I did it mostly because it's a style that I also used here in the beginning. So I wanted to have a little bit more of that. Alright, since this building has some nice and tall towers, I think it will be fun to give one of the patrons who is already in the park as an entertainer a little upgrade. Alright, I took the entertainer named Salazar Biggins, who used to be a drink salesman in the Desert of Doom, and now he's walking here on top of this tower, where he's more visible, and he will have a nice view of the park over here as well. So Salazar Biggins, I hope you enjoy your new spot in the park. Now, and if you're watching this video, and you also want to have a cool spot in the park as an entertainer, that's a role that's reserved for all my patrons, so you can find a link to my Patreon channel in the video description, and all the support is greatly appreciated. Alright, that's going to be it for this video. I'm super happy with how this ride turned out. If you enjoyed watching this video, please give this video a like. It would really help out my channel. And I would love to hear what you think of this ride in the comments. And if you want to see more videos like these, you can always subscribe to my channel. Alright, that's going to be it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you again in the next one. See you later.